everyone, Aggie Coach here. All right, guys, welcome to another video. Very excited. This video is about the Navy midshipmen. They are getting ready to travel to Death Valley to take on the Clemson Tigers. Clemson in their very first year here in the FAT8 conference. Navy been in the FAT8 conference for 3 seasons now. So you're talking about a seasoned team. In this video, we're going to talk about the top players on the team, on the Navy midshipmen's team. We're going to talk about their contract. We're going to talk about their schedule. We're going to look a little bit at their offense and their defense just to kind of give you guys an idea of what the midshipman is going to be bringing and what it is that the Tigers are going to have to do to try to deal with what the midshipmen are bringing. So let's go ahead and dig into it. So one of the big things with the midshipmen is the kind of offense that they run. They're running a wishbone offense, and they like to run triple option. The whole team, the team's offense is based on the triple option. So they're going to be doing option pass. They're going to be doing triple option, triple option to the wide side of the field, triple option to the short side of the field. They're going to be running a lot of counter plays, and they like to do a lot of swing passes. So this is a team that is mostly an intermediate passing team. They like to throw the ball in the flat. They like to throw short, quick routes. They like to throw screen plays. They like to do bubble routes. They love those kinds of things. They're not really going to be going down the field very much with deep plays. They like ball control. So this is the kind of team that's going to use the clock against you. They're going to grind it out. They're going to pound you in the trenches. So this is the kind of offense that the midshipman is going to be bringing, that short intermediate offense, but it is grinding and it will wear a defense down. So let's go ahead and introduce the top players on the midshipman's team. Offensively, John Reynolds, the starting quarterback. Now, the thing about John Reynolds that is very, very difficult for defenses to deal with is he likes to keep the ball on the option. In season 4, and season 3, he accounted for more than 60% of Navy's touchdowns. And that is because he will take the ball and he will run the ball instead of passing the ball. He is very fast, good with his feet, difficult to keep up with, and he's good at running the option. So this is one of the things that Clemson is going to have to be able to do. They're going to have to stay at home, especially on the corners. They're going to have to stay at home. The outside linebackers are not going to be able to blitz, do a lot of blitzing off the corners, because they're going to get caught up in the wash. He's going to turn it up, and it's going to be 6. So they're going to have to be more disciplined on defense. Clemson will, and they're not going to be able to bring the blitz off the corners as often because this team is not going to be throwing the ball down the field. They're mostly going to be swinging it out to the sides. So, defenses that's going to deal with this kind of team is going to have to play more zone, especially zone in the flats. So that's going to be really interesting to see how the Clemson defense is able to deal with what John Reynolds is going to be bringing, because they're going to get a lot of looks with the triple option. They're going to run it to the short side of the field. They're going to run it to the wide side of the field. And then they're going to be swinging passes out to the left and to the right. So those kinds of things they're going to have to look forward to. They also like to do a lot of short range passes on the corners. So those are the kind of things that Clemson is going to have to be good at, staying at home, keeping the passes in front of them, coming up and making the tackles. A lot of teams struggled when Navy played against Jackson State. Jackson State struggled. Although Jackson State beat them in the air, Jackson State struggled stopping John Reynolds' feet because he's able to get to the corner quick, turn it up, and get up the field. So that's one thing they got going for them. The other thing they got going for them is number 87, Charlie Collins. So Charlie Collins, he scored 2 touchdowns in the Jackson State game. As a matter of fact, he has 6 touchdowns. So he's putting the ball, he's making catches, he's making those short catches and turning them into long gains. So that's another thing that Clemson is going to have to look out for, because he likes to run the slants. He likes to run the outs, these quick, short passes that he catch. The cornerback comes up, doesn't make the play, and then it turns into a big game. So those are the kinds of things that they like to do. Defensively, the outside linebacker, that is Carlos Gonzalez, number 58, Carlos Gonzalez. He's a left outside linebacker. He puts a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. He loves to blitz off the corner. He also contains well. He comes up and he makes good, solid tackles. So those are the top players for the midshipmen that Clemson is going to have to look for. They're going to have to deal with these guys. All right, so let's get over to Navy's contract. Let's look at their contract and see what the athletic director's requirements are for this Navy team. Okay, guys, so here is the contract. Of course, they have a 3-season contract. And again, the rules for contracts is very simple. You have 3 seasons and you have to meet those requirements, right? If you fail to meet those requirements, fail to meet the minimum requirements in 3 seasons, you will be booted out of the division, and another team, an out-of-conference team, will have an opportunity to earn a contract and come and take your slot in the division. So this is big for Navy, and this is a division game. So this game is huge for both teams. It is a division game, so this is a huge game. It counts towards their spot in the division. So, all right, so let's look at this contract. So we have expectations for season 1. They're expected to beat their rival. Okay, their rival is Army. So as you can see, the program goals there, they're expected to beat Army. Okay, and then they're expected to win 3 games this season. So their expected target wins per season. They're expected to get at least 3 games, win at least 3 of their 6 games this season. And then for the conference wins, they are expected to get a minimum of 3 conference wins this season. For season 2, again, the athletic director expects them to beat their rival. So again, they need to beat Army, and they're expected to win 4 games next season. So for their second season, they're expected to win 4 games, but they're expected to keep a minimum of 3 wins in the conference, an absolute minimum. And for the last season, they are expected to make the playoffs. That is huge. Beat the rival and make the playoffs. They are expected to get 4 wins and 4 conference wins, so the stakes go up in their 3rd season in the division. All right, now let's go over to their schedule. Let's pull up the schedule, and I'm going to stop this video here. I want you guys to get a chance to see this. All right, so here we are, the schedule for the midshipmen. They are on the road at Clemson. Then they come back home and they play Howard University. Then they play the rival in the neutral site. They'll be playing in the FAT8 Superdome. They'll be playing against Army. Then they go back on the road to play Air Force. And their last 2 games is at home. They have the number 5 nationally ranked North Carolina Central team. That is going to be a huge game for them. That's a tough game, playing a nationally ranked team. And then they finish off at home against nationally ranked Central Arkansas, the number 4 ranked team in the conference. So their last 2 games are going to be tough, playing number 4 and number 5 here. So that's going to be tough for them to deal with. But that is the schedule, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. There's one other thing I wanted to mention. In terms of their defense, they're going to be running a 4-3 defense. So they like to run 4-3. They have 2 cover 2 over top. So they're going to have 2 safeties at the top of the umbrella. So we're going to see how they play with Gonzalez coming off the corner. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Clemson's quarterback. So Tucker Davis, he's going to have to deal with Gonzalez shooting off the corner, deal with that pressure. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it turns out. So this is what it is, man. Thank you guys for watching. Navy Midshipmen, this is what you got. Looking forward to it. Clemson coming up next time. Peace.